Never Not Knitting RI, and I am here to share my Rhinebeck haul with you. It's been a week. It feels like it's been a zillion days. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Justine. I am a knitter, sometimes crocheter, mom, puppy mom, and I work at Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island, where I have a podcast also with my friend Lori called The Skein Scoop. I started Never Not Knitting RI in December of last year to do Vlogmas and really enjoyed it. And when Lori and I went to film our Rhinebeck recap for the Skein Scoop, I forgot half of my things because I'm exhausted. It's been a week and a half since Rhinebeck, and I'm just starting to feel not exhausted because we got a puppy. So if you hear a little whining, she's over there playing and hopefully being a good girl. I might have to check on her in a minute. Puppy life has been good. It's been good. She's a good girl. She has, she's a golden retriever. She's 9 weeks old now, and she's pretty perfect. Maybe I'll bring her in and show you in a minute. So I wanted to go over all the things I got from Rhinebeck. If you want more information about our weekend, you should follow over at the Skein Scoop on YouTube. But I'm wearing my Rhinebeck sweater. I'm wearing my Pressed Flowers sweater, my Pressed Flowers cardigan by Amy Christophers. I knit mine out of Barocco Remix Light and Noro Natsumeki that we carry at Skein Yarn Shop. I love this sweater, and I really, I'm thinking about making all of Amy Christopher's designs because I think she's the best. Okay, so at Rhinebeck, I made quite a few purchases, both at Cake, Palooza, and at Rhinebeck. So I'm gonna try to go in order. I realized that I hadn't gotten to share the house gift. So my friend Keisha's of Simply Vintage Designs, and Keisha makes jewelry and knitting items like progress keepers and stitch markers, and I hadn't worn mine yet, and I was gonna make sure I could show it to you at the podcast, and then of course I forgot everything. So this is, Keisha made this beautiful heart with the Rhinebeck tree on it, and then she does these, this is a stitch, actually a progress keeper. It's got a tree on one side and the ocean on the other. She's just so pretty. So this was our house gift that she gave us, which was so lovely. We got other house gifts. Jen gave us these like wooden Fiber Friends Are the Best Friends from Katrinkle's little tags. She's got something over there. Lori gave little pouches with progress keeper or stitch stoppers, which I already have. Annie gave, we just had so many things, and we talked about it in the Skein Scoop podcast. So I want to share with you what I bought at Cake to start. At the Botanical Yarns, I bought 3 skeins of her natural fluff, which is 38% baby alpaca, 25% merino, and 37% cotton. It's 100 grams. It's like yardage wise like a fingering weight, but it knits up more like a sport. And I had started this, so let's talk about this for a second. I was going to make the, I'll put it in, how could I not remember it, by Andrea Mowry. I'll put it in. I was gonna make this short sleeve top by Andrea Mowry, but I'm not loving the way the colors are striping in this for a sweater. So I think I'm gonna pull this out and use this yarn for something else, maybe hold it double with something else. So if you have a suggestion for that, let me know. I would probably hold it with something dark and kind of just let the colors pop in where they do. Angie made these gorgeous stitch markers for us, and I absolutely love them because they're so sparkly. I'm a little disappointed because I really wanted that shirt, the Nebula, that's what it's called, the Nebula by Andrea Mowry. But at the same time, I really don't want to waste this yarn because it's so beautiful. I just don't love the way, I'm feeling sad. I wish I had gotten a solid color, but that's okay. So I got this at Cake Palooza on Friday, and then I also got this Super Glow mini skein set. So this is her Fan Faves collection. There's 957 yards total, 87 yards per 20 gram skein. I highly recommend you check out their Instagram and their website. It's such beautiful yarn. And now I've sort of gone down a rabbit hole of what I want to make. And so my next video that I'm kind of planning is Advent skein plans. So I have an Advent swap, a Fangirl Fibers Advent, and the Emma's Yarn Advent. I got 3 mini skein Advent sets. I have completed, let's see, I've done a couple Advent things, and if you followed me before, this is my Cozy Comfort throw from last year's Emma's Yarn Advent. I love this blanket. I would make another one of these in a heartbeat. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that this year. Maybe I might. I've made the anthology throw. I have been working on a sweet shop blanket. So many blankets. So I'm not really sure what I want to do. And I was talking with my swap partners, and lots of people do like two things with their Advents. So like make a pair of scrappy socks and then make a shawl, or so I don't know, I might do something different this year, but I will be doing Vlogmas, so we'll be figuring that out. So I'm gonna do a video on some ideas that I have for what I'm gonna do for my Advents. So look out for that. But this is a great blanket, and I was thinking I would love these. I want this to be in something that I'm gonna use all the time. I just love the colors. They just scream me and happiness, and they make me so happy just to like look at it. I couldn't walk away from Cake Palooza without buying this. I think that's all I got at Cake. And then of course on Saturday and Sunday, we spent the day at Rhinebeck, and I had two places I really wanted to go. One was to Cottontail Farms. I had found these, let me pull up mine from last year. I had found these amazing yarn cake holders with the detachable leather strap there last year at Cottontail Farm. Let me show you the tag, what's on the inside. And I insisted that I make it back there this year. I was walking around knitting on a sock with this out on me. Here's the logo for Cottontail Farm. I had been walking around with this on my purse the whole day on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And so many people stopped me to ask where I got these little cases from. So when we got to their booth, I made a beeline to where they had them, and I purchased this cute little llama one. Alpaca. This little paisley peacock. And this cute little dog portrait. I'm already holding my yarn from Hope of Hope Made Yarn Co. for our house gift. She dyed up some sock yarn for us. So I am working on the second sock there. out of my little dog thing, and I keep that in my car. So that's my car knitting, not while I'm driving. Oh, you know what else I bought at Cake was I went to Tuft Woolens, and I have never gotten these tins before. So I've had the sticks. I've also had the lip balm, but I've never gotten the solid before, and I absolutely love it. It's such a good, it's not super greasy. It rubs in really nicely, and the scents are great. This one is Refresh, which is kind of like minty, which is my favorite of all scents. So while I was at Cottontail Farms getting these, there was this woman that was standing there, and she was looking at a bag, and I was looking at the same bag, and then she zoomed in on another bag, and then I zoomed in on that bag. We had the same taste, obviously pink. And she finally was like, which one should I get? And I told her, well, whichever one you don't get, I'll get the other one so that it won't feel sad. So I ended up leaving with a bag that I wasn't anticipating getting. But this bag is from Cottontail Farm. It's a Harris tweed bag. It is quite large. Has lots of inside pockets, a drawstring closure, and a leather handle that detaches. And I was like, do I really need that bag? No, I definitely don't, but I love it. I love pink, I love yellow, and I think that this is a really beautiful bag. So I'm very happy with this purchase. After we went to Cottontail Farm, of course I picked up my Rhinebeck tote from this year. I got the one with the black handle, and I'm just gonna pause the video for a second and go check on the puppy. She was being too quiet, but she was just sleeping, which was great. Also at Cottontail Farms, they gave me these their little sheepy logo stitch stoppers. I now have a million of these because we sell them at the shop. So I have so many of these. The last thing after I got my Rhinebeck tote was a trip over to Bumblebee Acres Farms. I follow their podcast, and I was so excited to get over there. As you know, or you may or may not know, I have been reading a lot more this year, and one of the books that I've been reading is the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and they dye yarn based on popular books and movies and shows. And so I really wanted to get over there, and I ended up buying 3 skeins of very different bases, which I think is really cool. So this skein is from A Court of Thorns and Roses, inspired by the character Feyre. And now that I'm showing this to you, I think I'm gonna wind it up and cast on a pair of socks because I have been having a hard time knitting. It's the puppy. I know it's the puppy. I was super excited to be working on my nebula, and then when I realized I just wasn't loving the way it was coming out in the color that I got, I kind of just halted. I crocheted last night. I pulled out really old blanket whips, and I tried to just get a little bit of momentum, but I just haven't been able to. So maybe a new sock cast on is what I need. So this is the Feyre colorway, inspired by the character from A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I just think it's gorgeous, like the pinks, but also the darkness and the lights. I just think it's really, really pretty. So this is on their Coquette sock base, and I have followed a lot of video podcasters who have used this base and say it's their favorite. So it's a 75% superwash Corriedale wool, 25% nylon. It's a bit rustic feeling, but it is superwash, and I'm excited about that. after I picked up this, and this is what I was going for. I really had seen this online and I wanted it. And they had it in multiple bases, but I wanted to try this one. And then I also spotted this on their bubble sock, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. It's the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean, it's just so pretty, right? Like that bright pinks with the lime green and then the red and dark green. It's really beautiful. So I'm looking forward to starting some new socks. And then I also got a skein of the Tweedle DK. So this is a 85% superwash merino, 15% poly neps DK 4-ply tweed colorway called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I just thought a nice pair of cozy Christmas DK socks were in order. So that's what I got while I was shopping. Sorry. We met so many people, had just the nicest time visiting with friends, meeting new people, people stopping to say that they watched the podcast or watching my Vlogmas or watching this. And I met people who had signed up to do the Scrappy Swap from the shop. And it was just such a great time to meet people and be together with a bunch of like-minded people. It was funny to get used to walking around and being able to say to people, "Oh, I love your sweater. Where'd you get it?" Or not where'd you get it, but what is that pattern? And then fast forward to yesterday, I was walking through BJ's with Charlotte, my daughter, and I saw a lady who worked there, and she was coming down from like maybe the employee lounge or something, I don't know. And she was crocheting on something. So I stopped and I said, "Oh, what are you making?" And she just looked at me like she was so stunned that I asked her, and I'm just like, "Oh, not in Rhinebeck anymore. I can't just ask people what they're doing." So that's one of the nicest parts about Rhinebeck, I think, is just seeing people wearing beautiful things and being able to say, "You look awesome, and I love what you're wearing," or "I love what you made." So I do, I did find it a bit overwhelming this year, as I know a lot of people did, because there were so many people. But overall, it was just an awesome, awesome weekend. You can look forward to me putting together some ideas for Advent patterns. That's something that I've been already pulling together. So that's something that's going to be coming out fairly soon as we prepare those of us who got crazy amounts of Advent packages. If you did get an Advent package, let me know. Where'd you get your Advent calendar from? I also bought the Cozy Knitter sock because I can't not have that every year. I have to have it. So I think that's pretty much it. That's my Rhinebeck haul. If you have any suggestions for what I can do with 12, is it 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11? 11 skeins of minis. Let me know if you have a suggestion. I would love to hear it. And I hope everybody's having a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Her tail's going a mile a minute.